Alright, we got my Losi Micro-T out today. I've had this truck for a little while. I've never shown it on the channel. I got it a while after it came out and there are already a million videos on it anyways. I actually use this little truck fairly often. I'll take it on a walk, rip it up and down the sidewalks and around the parking lots. It works pretty well for that. The stock battery will actually get me about 2.5, 3 miles. But just like everything with time, I always want a little bit more power. So we're going to be showing this truck a little bit of love and giving it some upgrades today. We have this EcoPower Electron brushless motor and ESC combo, 30 amp, 9000 kV motor. It's a sensored system. Then we're going to try out a new transmitter for it. I actually drive this one-handed a lot when I'm out on my walks, and I saw this transmitter. It's from HotRC, and it's meant to be used one-handed. Alright, first impressions. It does feel pretty cheap, pretty lightweight. This joystick only goes right and left for our steering. We got a D-pad for trims. Button for channel 3 and 4. We got knobs for throttle and steering dual rate. This red button over here on the side, I guess, is for cruise control. Has a standard trigger control for forward and reverse. Doesn't have a very long throw. I think it might be a little touchy. We'll have to see how it drives. It came with a 6-channel receiver. I picked up the Proline Baja Bug body for it. And I got some new tires in white. So now I got yellow or white wheels depending on what color body I go with. Alright, let's get wrenching. Alright, so I finally got access to the motor. I had to take it a lot more apart than I thought I would. I'm not sure where I'm going to have room to mount my receiver, but we'll figure something out. Alright, let's swap over that motor. Alright, we have our micro 9000 kV sensored motor and our ESC. Comes with a metal pinion gear. We got our different wires for our sensored motor. Let's get it all put together. Alright, got the motor swapped over. Got the ESC mounted. I was able to put it in the little spot the old ESC was mounted in. Alright, we're running into a different issue. The receiver uses a different connector. I'll have to see if I got any adapters that I could swap it over. Might have to order one. Alright, so I painted the body off camera. I got it all installed. I think it looks best with the white wheels. I'm not sure about this color. I don't think it's showing up well on camera. It's a neon yellow or a bright fluorescent yellow. I was thinking I wanted something easy to see while it was ripping around, but I'm starting to think a darker color might have looked a little better. There's one thing I had to go back and redo with my motor swap. I originally had my wires coming out to the front, but that blocked where you put your battery, so I had to go back and reclock the motor so the wires come out the rear. So I did have to order an adapter wire to connect the ESC to my receiver. We got that in, so we'll get that connected. Alright, got my adapter wire all hooked up. We're going to have to clean up our wiring. There's a lot of wiring under this little body now. All right, let's try binding this receiver. All right, we turn the ESC on. You hold our bind button. And we turn our transmitter on. All right, we got steering. We got throttle. Wheels are spinning the correct direction, so we don't have to mess around with anything like that. Let's clean up our wiring and get it out for its first drive. All right, get ready to take the Micro-T out for its first test drive with the new brushless system. I think the color looks a little bit better in the sun. I think it's showing up a little better on camera, but it's still pretty bright. We're going to be doing a top speed test on 2S, and then we're going to see how easy it is to drive with that new one-handed transmitter. All right, let's see how she does. All right, just got my GPS taped on the top because there isn't much room, but let's see what we can do. Stock was 15 miles an hour. Oh, please don't run it over. Please don't run it over. Please don't run it over.
Please don't run it over.
Turn the dual rate down a little bit. Hopefully it's a little easier to control. There we go. Sorry about the train in the background. All right, we moved off the main road. Let's see what we got for a top speed. 19 miles an hour. Pretty good. Only 4 miles an hour faster than the brush system, but it does feel like it has a lot more punch. It's not too bad, just standard cruising around. I got the dual rate turned way down. Can probably turn it up a little bit. The joystick does take a little getting used to. Another feature this transmitter has is cruise control. So we'll just get going a little bit. We'll set that button. You tap the brakes to slow it down a little bit. Probably be nice for my walks. Kind of get it at a steady pace. Maybe match your walking speed a little faster and you can just kind of rip around a little bit. Cancel the cruise control, you press the red button again. Back to manual control. Does seem a little more configured for your right hand, but you can use your left as well. Generally, you do your trigger finger with your left hand anyways. Sensored motor drives very well at low speed. It's the lowest setting the transmitter will do. It's nice being able to have the one hand free, you know, maybe for a beverage or something. Tiny little thing. Smallest little bumps kind of make you seem like you're really off-roading, but it's just little cracks in the road. All right, so pretty good time with the Micro-T with the new brushless system. I got 19 miles an hour out of it. Only 4 miles an hour over stock. I was hoping for a little bit more, but I guess when you're dealing with this small of a scale, 4 miles an hour is a pretty good amount. It was a pretty expensive kit though. Almost cost as much as the whole truck itself. So unless you really need that extra 4 miles an hour, I'd probably just stick with the brushed motor if I was doing it again. I think that Baja Bug body looks really cool. That yellow's starting to grow on me. The one-handed transmitter worked all right. Took a little bit to get the hang of. I had to turn the dual rate down to about 50% to be able to even drive it at all. I'm kind of leaning more on the gimmick side with that. I don't think it works any better than a standard transmitter with a decent thumb steer. Alright, so a pretty fun experiment. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this color, if you like it or not. Alright, thanks for watching.